Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me for our second card for this week's stamp set of the week. Long time no see. It's a 10 image stamp, 5 words and 5 actual images. So we've got a scarf, a dog, a llama or a alpaca, a ladder and some jingle bells. So if you want to see the full layout and everything, have a look at my video on Monday where I go through it in more detail. But for today we are going to create this little card. So we've got 3 very cheeky little llamas here, and as you can see from the stamp set, it just comes with the head and you have to add the extras. So that's what we're going to focus on for today's card. So let me bring in the supplies. I have got a piece of Highland heather which measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I then have a piece of pumpkin pie which measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I have 2 pieces of white, one for inside and one for the outside, and they measure 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. And we're going to focus on the outside piece. I'll just bring that one in for a second, and we're going to focus on the llama. But the first thing we need to do is we need to put the sentiment onto the front section. I'm going to pop it up here in the top right hand corner, and I'm going to use Early Espresso for all of the outlines. Right, so stamp up your happy birthday, put it in the place that you would like. So I'm going to pop it over here. This is the sentiment from the actual stamp set. This now allows me to have a very tall llama. So he's going to go up here. There we go. I'm going to put a small llama down to the bottom right. And then I'm going to put one slap bang in the middle, which is about there. Right, so I don't actually need to add anything to this one here, but I'm going to add a scarf to our little friend here. So I'm just going to tap it on the Early Espresso, make sure it lines up with the neckline of the llama. Straight down. There we go. And then we're going to line up the ladder effect. Now what I want to do is I'm actually going to stamp onto here. So this is a post-it note, and I'm going to stamp his collar line onto, so this is the sticky part. Let's make sure, yes. So this is the sticky part, which is where I wanted to stick. So I'm going to stick his collar line onto there, like so. And then with my scissors, I'm going to cut out the collar. So sharp pair of scissors, or snips. And I'm just going to cut out his collar. I'm going to go on the line, okay, because when I stamp over it, if I've cut on the line, it will line up a lot easier and look more. I don't really need to worry about his ears, so let's go down here, straight down, and then just wiggle him round. The main thing for this is his collar line. There we go. Right, so I'm going to line that up to there, making sure I'm happy with his straight. There we go. It's always a good sign. Then I'm going to ink up the whole of this ladder. Just tap on it all the way down. And then I'm going to go over, I'm going to turn it sideways. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and stamp this section here over the post-it note, and that way it should all add up. So straight down, straight up, and then if we move that out of the way, yay, magic has appeared. So you can see he's all lined up. The only other thing I want to add to him is some bells. birthday bells. Obviously, this, as I said on Monday, this set is perfect for Christmas as well. So we probably will revisit this stamp set for our Christmas section and making Christmas cards. So there we are. He's all stamped up. So that literally is the front of the card. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to bring in the colours I've got, and I have got quite a few for this particular llama. So let's have a look. I'm going to use orange for the neck, and I'm going to go every other one. So this is pumpkin pie, dark pumpkin pie I'm using here. Okay, then I'm going to use soft sea foam for the other lines, but I'm not going over the lights because I will use the Highland Heather to colour in the light. And again, this is in the dark. 1, 2, 3. Then, so that's all the colouring. I'm going to change all the colours onto this one as well. Now I have got dark crumb cake. So I'm going to colour in the outside. So I'm going to use the dark colours for the outside of the ears on all 3 llamas, and also the section where their noses are. Now, I had the very good fortune of being able to walk a llama recently, which was great fun. You would imagine that they would be, or alpaca, it would be spitting and whatever, but he was gorgeous. He was very, very friendly. All right, so I'm going to use, there we go. No, that's not that one. Where's it gone? There we are, light crumb cake. So that's going to be, so the light version of the outside is going to be the inside colour for the ears, and then for their quiff. I'm not going to do the same on their faces, just for their quiff. There we go. And then for, let's have a look at my colours. So we've got 800, 700, and pumpkin pie, 600. There we go. Right, so I've got, so these are the skin tones. I will tag them in my supplies. They're not done as numbers now. They're done as medium, dark, light, extra dark. So, but for me, for the ones, because I've had mine quite a years now, mine are in the 700s, or the from 1000 to 100. Okay, so I'm going to give him a little face, all coloured in. There we go. I've got the 800 for this little fella here. So again, I'm not going to colour in his quiff. Go around his nose. He's got that one. Then I've got 600 for this little fella. So again, he's going to be a little bit darker. As I said, I found alpacas and llamas I've met in all sorts of colours and sizes. So I met a jet black one, and he was called Frankincense. So he was really cute. Then I've got, so I have dark and light pecan pie. So that will be the outside, the ears, like so, and also for his nose. And then for the inside, I've got the light, and that will obviously do the light inside his ears and also his quiff. And then the last colours I'm bringing in are the Cajun Craze. So again, once more, the dark is the outline of the ear, the nose, and then I've got the light for the inside. Swap that over for his quiff. Okay, and once you've done all the colouring in, your llamas will look like this. Quite funky. Then we can layer this one onto here. I'm going to use my multi-purpose. Let's see how we're doing. There we go. All the way down the back. And for this occasion, I'm just going to lay it all flat. There's no dimensionals. And then my Highland Heather, which score at 4 inches. Or if you haven't already, just trying to find my bone folder. I don't seem to have a bone folder today. I wonder where that's gone. Got 2 normally sitting around my desk. But if you haven't and you've got a block, you can always just run your block down and it will crease the cardstock, no problem for you. And then my little guys will go on here. Perfect. Right, let's stick the glue onto them. Perfect, and down he goes. So that is our second card. Another quick card, but great fun to create. So I hope you like that. Do come back on Friday when we will have our funky fold. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. It's been lovely to have you here. Take care, and I hope to catch up with you very soon. Bye.